I Don't Get It
Podcast.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the I Don't Get It podcast.
Damn,
this is Naz.
someone's hyper today.
I'm not hyper. I'm just on my period, so I've only eaten chocolate all day.
That is so... I don't change my eating habits.
Oh, my God. When I have my period, I am that person that's like, well, I can eat whatever I want. Time to go to In-N-Out. Time to go to Taco
I guess
Bell.
I just don't crave, like, chocolate. I just be like, well, I'm going to definitely eat whatever the fuck I want because I'm already fat.
You're insane, first of all. Second of all, I just feel like because I'm so bloated, you know, that my stomach's a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
And then when I'm not bloated anymore, I'm like, oh, it's gone. It's like I never had all of that really shitty food.
That's true. Before we started recording, we were talking about how I fucked up my computer and I actually updated it for the first time in probably a year. And guess what? After you update it, your computer doesn't turn on. So that's why never update your shit, people.
I was literally talking to Lauren about how fucking annoying it is because one time I updated my phone, I think 2 years ago, and of course I update it, I turn it on, all of my shit is gone. All of my text messages, and I go into Apple, and I'm like, hello, why did all my stuff delete? Like, all my text messages deleted. And this guy's like, yeah, but like, why do you need all your texts anyway? And I'm
Stop
like,
it.
And
No.
I literally go, what do you mean? I need to reread text messages from this guy, like, that I've had for 2 years. Like, that was an archive of this guy that I liked in my phone that is completely gone forever. We'll never be able to relive those moments.
That's what my dad would say.
And he looked at me like I'm a psycho. He's like, well, did you back up? And it's like, no, I'm not a loser.
No, I'm not a loser.
Back up
I'm not a
every
computer
day.
nerd. I don't know where that shit's going to when I back it up.
Who does that?
But never update your shit. And Jack was like, you know, Jack's like techie. So he was like, oh, like, well, if it is wiped, just, you know, well, what do you have on there? I'm like, oh, you know, like every piece of homework I've ever done for like 7 years. But that's not what I'm worried about because I have these texts saved from a guy.
Oh my God,
that
it's the same.
That I screenshot. So I have like these revenge texts. And I have a folder on my computer called Revenge.
Wow.
And it's to fuck over this one particular man's life.
That, first of all, that was literally makes
but
me
I
laugh
also
so hard
printed
inside.
it. I printed it, so it's at my house.
Oh my God.
Just in case.
Lauren, do you know that when AIM was a thing, which like RIP AIM, supposedly AOL got rid of AIM.
I would still use it.
I know. Why did they get rid of it? It's like a relic.
What? Like
It's
kids are just like, what do they do on their computer
Well, they're
then?
on like Snapchat now. But
yeah, but they're not even on their computer. They don't need it.
regardless, I used to print out conversations that I would have with guys. Did you used to do that too?
Yeah.
Like, I think I still have like folded up printed copies. Doesn't everyone have like a box in their closet of like notes in school? And like, I literally have printed AIM conversations.
Yeah, I
in
think
there,
I
too.
went back and I found my AIM conversations when I was in like 9th grade, and then I ripped them into shreds. I'm like, I'm so embarrassing. I'm so embarrassing. But now I'm like, why did I do that? I was just a
I
kid.
know. What was your screen name?
My screen name was Bohemian Hottie 6.
No. Why was it Bohemian?
I was obsessed with like being bohemian.
Also, shout out to like our confident selves back in the day.
I know.
Like we were so like
Today
just
I
ready
would
to be
be
like
like-
hottie girl. Today I'd be like fat,
I know,
insecure,
it's
loves
insecure,
In-N-Out.
sleepy girl.
Mine would be dark circle, bloated, sometimes gassy 091.
I know. What was yours?
Mine was short stuff 2N. I was one of the short stuffs. It
Okay.
was like the most basic. Like
It's
there
okay.
were a million short stuffs online.
Oh, I had another screen name too, and it was 613.
What was
damn it.
Ashley's? Ashley's not here, by the way. Obviously, if you guys haven't noticed, you're just like, waiting.
I had a 613 with my numbers, and because that was like my ultimate love of my life's birthday, and I was like, "Hey, do you notice the numbers?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's my birthday, you freak." So everyone made fun of me, but I thought it was kind of like subdued.
I don't know if you guys are listening, if you've listened to like our way, way older podcast, but when we had my friend Brett come on, the hacker, I remember thinking in my head, like how easy it is to hack a woman's anything because you know it's like letters of the guy that she liked or the like I had a letter B in my password last year, and you obviously know why.
Yeah.
This guy that broke my heart had a B in his name. And like I always have like a letter or a number or like you said, a birthday. But if you try and hack a guy's phone, it's probably just like the Eagles like statistic like football stats. Like,
I know. Mine literally is my first kiss name. Just the whole name. I wish I could say what it is.
Laughing.
I wish I could say what
I know,
it is.
I'm kind of mad I admitted that it was the letter B.
It is
but
so
whatever.
funny. Anyway.
It really is. It's the funniest name ever.
Anyway, don't update your shit. I got to go to the Genius Bar in like an hour.
Which, by the way, they're not Genius.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Jack was like, please don't refer to them as geniuses.
It's so... First of all, I hate... Can I just rant about Apple for a second?
Yeah.
I hate that you have to like you can't just like walk in. It's like you have to have an appointment because everyone in the world has an iPhone.
And even when you have an appointment, you
So
still
it's like
wait.
if your phone's shit and you're without a phone and you just walk into Apple, they're going to be like, oh, well, come back tomorrow at 4. That's when the next appointment is.
Or
It's
they're
like, Jesus Christ.
The best thing is they say, can we text you and tell you when we're ready? I'm like, how the fuck do you want to do that? It was so funny.
All right, guys, I got to interrupt everyone that is balling on a budget or is just really struggling to buy everyone gifts this holiday season. I need you guys to listen up because Honey is about to change your life. Honey is a free browser extension, and it's available on Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and it saves you time and money while shopping at tens of thousands of stores. So while you're shopping online, the app, it's a browser. The app will instantly find every working coupon code on the internet for like what you're buying. It's literally like having a genie in your pocket. And then when you check out, Honey will automatically apply the best coupon to your cart. I'm telling you guys, Honey has already saved over hundreds of millions of dollars for over 6 million members. There's no reason to not join today. It'll literally only take you 2 clicks to start saving money. So join Honey today for free at joinhoney.com/getit. GETIT. That's joinhoney.com/getit and start saving money so you have more money in your pocket because you deserve it. All right, back to what we were talking about. Today's topic, you guys, like we teased last week, we are talking to a mortician, a.k.a. an embalmer. I think the name is specifically. We can ask her when she gets on. Her name is Jenna.
Okay.
She works at a funeral home here in, I think, the greater Los Angeles area. And obviously, she puts makeup on dead people and gets them all ready and pretty to go before they go on the ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of like different categories of like people that prepare for the burial. Like
I feel like you're the expert, Lauren.
Funeral directors, like coroners, morticians, embalmers.
Do you know the difference between all of them?
I think a funeral director, like, meets with the family and says, how do you want to go about this, blah, blah, blah. And then they give it to a mortician. Mm-hmm. And then a coroner, obviously, you see like how the person died and give them an autopsy. And these are questions we can ask her.
We can ask her. But before we call up Jenna and talk to her about dead people, obviously you guys have been hitting us up a lot about other occupations that you guys don't get. And all of you guys obviously want an influencer to come on, which I'm trying to get my friend Mariana Hewitt, just so you guys know, to come on. But she wants to come on in 2018. And she's like a real blogger. But I just want to rant for a second. Like, I was looking at Olivia Colpo's Instagram, and like the main question I have for these people, Lauren, is like, you're not fucking eating that French baguette in your hand. Like, you're not eating it. They're not eating.
How could you hold a French baguette in your hand and not eat it, though?
I just don't. I just look at most of these influencers, and I'm like, you're not fucking eating this food.
Yeah, I mean,
you think they eat it?
I like to think so. I just don't understand why. I guess you would order the food and just take a picture of it.
Well, my friend...
like, okay, I'm done. Thank you.
My friend Dana, it was her birthday this weekend, and her sister Margot, she works for a PR company, and they had a big blogger event. And they took all these girls to get ice cream, Lauren. Mm-hmm. And all the girls borrowed other people's ice cream to take a picture with it. And then threw the ice cream out. And then she had a purse. I forgot what the brand was. I think it was like Proenza Schooler or something was the brand of the purse. And this girl goes, oh my God, I love your purse. Can I look at it? So Margot gives her the purse. The girl takes a picture of the purse hanging and her shoes, posts it on the internet, then the brand reaches out to her and they're like, oh my God, thanks for posting this. And Marco's like, what the fuck? That's my bag.
That's why a lot of stores now are saying don't take pictures of the clothing because then they'll pretend like that's your outfit.
I know, it's like
you don't have to buy the $6,000 purse. You just take a picture of it and you get the same amount of likes because likes equals money and then you can actually buy the purse.
So true. All right, anyways.
I have a theory with the food.
Yes, tell me.
I think Olivia doesn't eat all day and then eats the food.
Like once a day.
Yeah, once a day.
A lot of it. Okay.
We could ask our very own Ashley Guy what it's like to be an influencer. It's exhausting.
It is so exhausting.
Especially for the photographer.
We'll save that for a future podcast, guys. But let's call up Jenna and talk to her about dead people.
This is Jenna.
Hi, Jenna. It's Naz and Lauren Iaconetti.
Hi.
And you're on the I Don't Get It
Hi.
podcast.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, Jenna, we are so excited to have you because we have so many questions. But I guess first, just introduce yourself and let us know exactly what it is you do.
Sure. So my name is Jenna Merck, and I am the mortuary manager at Hillside Memorial Park and Mortuary in Los Angeles. I'm a mortician, so I'm a licensed funeral director and embalmer.
Cool. So what does that mean? What does that mean that you're an embalmer and a mortician? Aren't these normally different, titles that separate people have and you kind of do all of that?
A mortician is typically someone that has both licenses of a funeral director and an embalmer. So my job is vast. I actually manage a team of people that meet with families, make arrangements for services. We also take care of preparation, washing and bathing, dressing, casketing, doing makeup. So anything that happens in a mortuary, even all the business aspects of things, ordering, working with vendors, that's all done here at Hillside.
How did you get into this?
I always thought it would be a really good match for me when I was a young woman or more like a little girl in grade school when they used to give you these, tests in a sense, what would be a good match for you? And you fill out this questionnaire. And once it came back funeral director.
No way.
And another time it came back a mortician.
What?
And it, yeah, back when people actually thought that would be a career. And my family always thought that was so funny. It has always been a running joke. But I thought it would be a really interesting career. So, of course, I went to college, and that's not what I studied initially. I studied social sciences and ended up with a degree in criminal justice. And I did that for a couple years, but I always thought that this would be really interesting. Someone in my family had passed away, and when we went to the mortuary, I spoke with some of the people working there, and everyone I spoke to really liked their job. They were really interested in it. So I looked into it, and I went back to school, and I got a degree in mortuary science, and I've been working in the industry ever since.
How long does it take to get that degree?
Well, there's a couple things. Anyone that has enough credits for college, 60 units, can take a funeral director's exam. If you can pass the exam, you can get your license.
Wow.
To become an embalmer, you actually need to go to school. And embalming school takes probably about a year.
So when was the first time you saw a dead body?
Yeah, can you tell us about your first experience? First, tell us what an embalmer does, because I think I know, but I don't really know.
Okay. So an embalmer typically takes care of the deceased. Embalming is a process of temporary preservation through a chemical process. So what we do is we remove the bodily fluids, like blood and just other body fluids that might be in the system, and it's replaced with a chemical gas. So what that does is it changes the tissues, it fixates them, and temporarily preserves them. So that is a skill you have to learn. It's a trade. It's just like some people learn how to weld, some people learn how to embalm. Wow. My first experience in the mortuary, I was never someone that was easily scared, grossed out, or shocked. So the first day in the mortuary, when you go in the back room, you have a little bit of experience before that. In school, you obviously work on decedents and learn the embalming process. But before I even went to mortuary college, I spent some time working in a mortuary. And I don't know, it's never came across as anything weird or scary to me.
What's the smell like? Does it just do you do anything to prevent you from smelling it?
So that's a great question. Over time, I think you get really just adjusted and used to that because I don't notice that anymore. And I think a lot of what people think they smell if they go into the preparation area, they think that that's like chemicals or odors from dead bodies, but it's typically not. Most of the time, it's actually like antibacterial cleansers and a lot of cleaning solutions. There is obviously sometimes an odor that would come with someone who's passed away, but in your preparation and embalming, what you're typically doing is you're helping to remove that by getting rid of the fluids that cause that.
Mm-hmm. So what goes, you've never been scared to touch a dead body, I guess is my question?
Never.
I don't think I would be either.
I think there's just like a certain type of person. I guess it takes like when going back to the quiz you took when you were a young girl. Like, what do you think it is about you that you can just like do this?
Do you like horror movies?
Yeah, like are you grossed out? Because personally, Jenna, obviously, this is like totally respectful that you do this, and I'm happy you're like on. But like, I could never. Like, I just could never.
Yeah, I don't think that this is a job for everybody. And I think there's also maybe a handful of people that actually get into the industry that they're here for like maybe a year and they're like, this is not for me. In our field, they say statistically people last only about 5 years. So, yeah, it's not for
right because they like get
everyone.
over it. They're just like, I can't do this anymore.
They're just like, you know what? This is not what I want to do. This is not what I thought it was going to be like. Whether it's the intensity of working with people who are bereaving every day, or it's the amount of work that's done in the back room, you know, preparing people and just. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, I would imagine that working with families like that are grieving every day would take a toll on your spirit more than the dead bodies you're working with.
Right. Are you sad all the
time?
Definitely.
You know what? I'm not sad any of the time. And I think
she's like, nope.
Nope. In fact, I've been told I'm probably the happiest mortician most people ever meet.
Wow.
And I think part of that has to do with how you look at your job. Like, what are you getting out of it? And what are you able to give back to people? Because I feel that if you can help someone during this immensely difficult time, that you've really done something great. And you're providing, like, not only a service, but you also get worth out of it. So every time that you help somebody, you're getting something in return by knowing that you've done something. And when it comes to the back room, like working on people that come in, one of the things, like sometimes you like unwrap someone and you're like, oh gosh, that's rough. That's going to be a lot of work, or you feel really bad. You've seen like either all kinds of different tragedies or really long illnesses. But if you can go back there and look at something and say, I can make this better for someone, I can change this family's like last image, you've done something that's amazing.
Yeah, that's right.
Jenna, I'm going to start crying.
I only think of the people that die of like natural things, and I don't think of you unzipping a body bag and seeing like a gunshot.
That's literally what I was thinking, Jenna, is like, what is can you tell us some of the worst things you've seen? Because correct me if I'm wrong, like if someone gets in a car accident, they bring it straight to you, or does it go somewhere else before it comes to you?
A car accident would typically go to the coroner's office first.
Okay.
But, you see everything. That's one thing that you learn. You'll see everything. You will see, God bless, people that are 105 years old and they've quietly left their body and they're gone in their sleep and they've had a wonderful life. You also see people that have been sick for a very long time. And no matter what it is, whether it's a tragic accident where people are missing limbs or something extremely sad, like suicide. I mean, what you can think of is that whatever was going on with this person, by the time they come to me, I feel like they're already at peace. Wow. People are not their bodies. You're not your body. Like, your body is a temple while your mind is conscious and you're walking around on this planet.
Yeah.
It is. It's your mortal coil. But once that's shed, you're not there anymore. It's just what was holding the person inside.
So
everybody who comes to me, they're already at peace.
All right, guys, I need to interrupt for a second to tell everyone about one of my favorite sponsors, Bon Appetit. We all know that the holidays are coming up. Mom's really hard to shop for. Your aunt's really hard to shop for. Hey, your dad likes cooking too, so he's probably really hard to shop for. And this is the perfect gift for the food lover in your life. And who doesn't love food, guys? And that is Bon Appetit magazine. And I'm talking about getting your friends and family a Bon Appetit subscription, because that is a gift that keeps on giving, that you only have to pay for once, and every month they get something in the mail and they're like, damn, Lisa really loves me. She really thought about me this holiday season. My personal favorite part about this magazine is that not only does it include food, there's also a style section, which is my favorite. Right now, we have an exclusive offer for podcast listeners. So for a limited time, you can give a subscription to Bon Appetit magazine for $5 off. Amazing seasonal recipes and latest food trends are packed into every issue. It's the gift that keeps on giving all year long. Plus, you'll get a really cool Bon Appetit tote bag. So it's the perfect gift set for the cooks and food lovers in your life. All you guys got to do is use our promo code GETIT, GETIT, and start shopping now at bonappetit.com/getba. All right, back to what we were talking about.
Do the families that are like that come to you, do they tell you how they want their loved one to look like? Mm-hmm. Like if I was gonna die now, I'd be like, highlight my cheekbones,
contour. Well, I always think of Joan Rivers because she said she wanted to be buried in a Valentino red dress, and I told my dad the same. I go, you better fork out that money. Yeah, I want to be buried in. So like
they
a red
give you
dress.
the clothes.
Yeah, in part of the arrangement conference when we meet with families, some of the information that we gather is, how would you like mom to look? How did mom wear her hair? Does she have a signature lipstick or nail color? Like all those little details create the right picture at the end. So yeah, the more information that you have, photos, any written documentation or what, sometimes people too, they want to return to a look that they had maybe when they were a little bit younger. Wow. So you might get a hairdo that mom hadn't had in about 30 years, okay. But you can
like
do anything.
What's like, can you give us a story of like maybe one of the craziest or weirdest or coolest requests?
Well, I feel like sometimes I get that question and I'm like, after a while, like doing this for 15 years, I'm like, what is the coolest and most interesting thing? There's nothing too crazy. Well, I mean, there's people that want to be buried in different kinds of clothes. I buried someone not that long ago in ice skates, which I thought was very interesting.
Whoa.
But, yeah, people sometimes want like really interesting makeup, which is not good actually in the end, because for whatever you were wearing in life, when you pass away, muted colors and neutral tones are a lot better than glossies.
Mm.
Interesting.
How long do you typically spend with a body getting it ready?
Well, it depends. So at the facility that I work at right now, we're mostly have a Jewish clientele. Okay. So most of those people are not embalmed.
Oh, wow.
So I would say from washing, bathing, dressing, depending on how extreme or exquisite the makeup needs to be, you might spend maybe 3-4 hours on someone, depending on what needs to be done.
Wait, I want to hear more maybe interesting stuff. Anything else aside from like ice skates that maybe us and our listeners would find interesting or cool or weird?
People lots of times like to be buried with certain things. We buried someone with a television set not that long ago, too.
Oh, my God.
Wait, what?
Yeah, a whole TV. In the foot end of the casket.
That would be me. Wait, it's like these ideas. Like I got to start thinking about this.
I know. I got to start thinking. Wait, what do you mean? Like, are we talking like an old television, like huge box?
It was like one of the, like back in in the 70s, you might have had like a little tiny, like square, fat box television in your kitchen with like little antenna rabbit ears. Yeah, things like that. Or people like to bury certain items, like a life-size doll was recently buried with a quite older lady who had been carrying it around for about 35 years.
No way, Jenna.
That's slightly creepy.
Jenna, can I produce a reality show about your life? a doll?
I think it would probably not be actually all that interesting.
I disagree. Has anyone ever been buried with like a pet?
People request that all the time. So the legal answer is that pets are not supposed to be buried with people. Aww. But a lot of people do have their loving little pets in cremated remain boxes. And so I typically tell families, if there's something that you're bringing in that you'd like to place in the casket, I will step out of the room while you do so.
Oh, okay.
What I don't know won't hurt me.
Right.
So do you cremate as well?
We do at our facility. We provide that service. We do not have a crematory on site.
Okay.
But it's definitely growing.
I think that's
of
what
the population
I think
is
a
probably
lot
being
of
cremated.
People I've talked to recently want to be cremated, and I'm like, no, I would now want to be buried with a TV. But I always wanted just to be buried because
we could take your cremated remains and put them into a television set. People are getting.
Go ahead.
People are getting very creative with urns these days.
Wait, can you tell us about some creative urn stories?
Oh yeah, so I would say maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, a woman's last request was to be in the Pringles containers. So she's in Pringle containers.
Because she loved Pringles so much?
She loved Pringles so much?
She loves Pringles so much.
Wow. I want to be in a Taco Bell 12-pack.
There you go.
Box.
That would be so easy. I can definitely do that.
Wait, what else? This is fascinating, Jenna.
Oh, well, like an urn is basically anything that can hold cremated remains.
Right.
So you'll run the whole gamut of anything, like the traditional like coffee tin, of course.
Yeah.
Or
Wait, that's
there's a lot of,
scary
like,
though. A coffee tin? I
Oh,
feel
no,
like
it's great.
that's hazardous. What if someone comes and visits
Well, there's
and they're
that
at your house?
there's that movie where Zach Galifianakis ate someone's father because it was in a coffee tin.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So my boyfriend, his family owns a funeral home, and I took a tour of it one time, and the creepiest part of it was actually seeing the dresses that they have for people that don't have a family to put them in a certain outfit.
Oh, like they picked outfits for that person?
It was like 1960s pastel dresses,
Right?
and it was really creepy.
We have some of those too, and what I can tell you about burial garments is there's a couple things. They always have this like super ancient look. Like you're like, wait a minute, did they stop making these in 1968?
Yeah.
But what's really interesting about
We got to
them
get
is that
some
they're
Kardashian clothes up
I know,
in
like, wear
there.
the knee-high
Right?
boots.
yeah, something a little bit more fashionable.
Good American jeans.
They're very easy to dress people in because the back is slit, so you just basically can put them in. And there's another thing too about burial garments is typically the cut and the color really helps a lot with the coloring of the person itself. They're typically in soft, muted colors. You'll get like a lot of pastels and blues and pinks, which are nice for the skin. Also, you know, when you're looking at someone and they're set up for viewing, we have special lights that we use. Of course, you use a soft light. No one wants to be out in bright light.
Right.
Not when you're alive and not when you've passed away. So there's also like pinks and blue lights that we use to help with skin tone and coloring.
Lights. That's crazy. Question for you. I always, back in the day when I used to be want to be buried. How do I say it? I've been saying it wrong. Buried. Why am I so dumb? Okay. So can you get air conditioning in your coffin?
I don't think you would need it, nor would it matter at that time.
What? I don't know why. That was like always something I wondered as a kid. And also, I have so many questions, Jenna. I'm just going to throw them out. Me and Lauren are just firing them out.
No problem.
What happens to these dead bodies all underground that we walk above? Like, don't they like decay and like?
Of course.
So
it is our natural state to return to the earth.
Can you walk us through like how long that takes and like what it eventually ends up looking like? And if you've ever seen something that's been buried that's like someone dug up?
So as soon as you pass away, and even as you start to age, that means that your body's breaking down in some ways. So no matter what you do, even if you embalm, you're going to start to decompose at some point at a very slow rate when you're embalmed, but you still will decompose. And as far as that timeline goes, it all has to do with where you are. Is it moist? Is it warm? Is the soil compacted? Is it tight? Is it sandy?
Don't get buried in
Are
Florida.
you in a crypt? Is there more air circulation?
Lauren just goes, "Don't get buried in Florida, Naz," because that's where I'm from.
So it's like a whole gamut. It depends on all of those things together. Will depend on how fast you return to the earth. And yes, we do disinterments. So
what is a disinterment?
A disinterment is when someone is removed from their grave space and typically moved somewhere else.
Okay.
Oh wow. Is that a spooky process?
No, it's beautiful. Just like anything that someone, I don't know, cares enough to be able to like move their family so they can all be in the same place, or it's just part of the industry.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the why would someone choose to be buried in a mausoleum rather than in the ground?
So it's actually just a preference.
Okay.
Some people like the way mausoleums look.
And
Some
there's
people
air
think
conditioning in there.
No, it's not.
I just want to be in air
some people just don't want to be buried. They don't want an earth burial.
I think
So
that would
it's
be
just a matter
Ashley.
of preference.
It's so dramatic.
Ashley
Ashley
would
would
do
be buried in a beautiful building.
Do bugs and other things, animals, creatures get into coffins after they've been in the ground for a long time?
In every situation, anywhere, there's going to be some bugs, but it's not like you think. It's not like some kind of crazy, movie where everything's like coated and covering everything.
Right.
It's just slightly over time.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
No.
No. I like the idea of ghosts, but I can't say that I do. There's never been anything that I've experienced that would make me believe that there's a ghost.
Oh,
Okay.
we're so bummed right now.
Well, I'm a little bummed, but wait till something happens to you and then you will believe.
Jenna, have you ever had to embalm someone that's been stabbed?
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Anything that you can say, anything. I mean, you have to remember that anything that can happen to someone that causes them to pass away, and at any age, right? So, as I mentioned, you have the 105-year-old. You have babies that haven't ever even had a chance to have a breath.
Wow.
You see everything. So you'll do the whole thing.
Can you share with us maybe some weirdest cause of death?
So, I don't know if I've had anything too crazy. I mean, you have car accidents, you have motorcycle accidents. You of course have people that have been stabbed or shot. Sometimes you get dismemberments, but those are typically due to car accidents. Honestly, some of the saddest things that I think we see here are cancers. Cancers can cause really, very disfiguring tumors for families, and that has to be a hard thing to live with and go through.
Right. I hate cancer.
Plane accidents. There's not a lot to work with after a plane accident.
Wow. I guess I ask because this is a very weird thing that I'm sharing with everyone, but I always, you hear stories of people that like die because they got stung by a bee or like little things like that.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like my death would be very like, not weird. What's the word, Lauren? Like,
unusual.
Is that an unusual death? I guess I don't want to be like insensitive to anyone if they know anyone that's died from that, but you know what I mean. I guess I'm just asking if there's anyone that's come in like over something that you would be like, oh man,
like they were allergic to mango.
After 15 plus years, I don't think anything's strange.
Right. So
I mean nothing.
I watch a lot of horror movies, and sometimes they talk about bodies moving after they died because there's still neurons firing.
Oh, wow.
Has that ever happened? No? Okay.
She's laughing at you.
It's going to be so depressing for you. No, never seen a body move. I've never heard a body make any noise.
Okay.
None of that stuff happens. They don't sit up. No.
Got to interrupt for just a second. I have to tell you guys about BarkBox. BarkBox is Gergie's favorite subscription box. I'm telling you, he loves everything in it, and each box is themed. You got Country Fair, Bark Ball, Pooh York City, Brooklyn Hipster. They go on. We found a way to keep Gergie quiet whenever we order Postmates. When we know the Postmates is coming, we give him a jerky strip, and he's quiet for as long as it takes him to eat it. It's a great way to try a variety of treats and toys from local and small businesses that you may not otherwise be able to find. All edibles are made in U.S. and Canada, and BarkBox will replace any items that your dog doesn't like. Scout's honor. For a free extra month of BarkBox when you subscribe to a 6 or 12-month plan, go to barkbox.com/getit. That's barkbox.com/getit, GETIT, and your dog will be so happy. Okay, back to what we were talking about. They say that, like, gases are released after you die, so maybe it will look like they're breathing, but they're not.
So a body can, of course, fill up with gas, but I've never actually had a body release any gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to the makeup, did you have to take like makeup classes in order to do like makeup on people?
No, it's something that you learn. I can tell you that putting makeup on someone who is deceased, as opposed to someone who is still alive, is very different, because most makeup, as you know, is thermogenic, so it's working with the warmth of the skin that typically has, of course, blood running underneath it. And once someone passes away, it doesn't work the same. So learning to do makeup is a totally different skill set.
Wow. Can I request a hair and makeup artist for my death?
Of course.
Yeah,
you can even have someone come in. And there are people that specialize in it. In the past, here at Hillside, we've had some people that have, cosmetology degrees or have gone to specialist makeup schools, and they can do amazing work.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. There's some really, really great artists out there.
I'd love to do that and get someone to just pump in some Botox right before.
Oh, yeah. Well,
do people
you'll
get
love
Botox
this. Okay.
before?
You can, but there's something in our industry. If someone is embalmed, there is something that we have like it's like a filler in a sense, similar to like a Botox.
Okay.
We call it feature builder. And
Wait,
what
say
it
that
is,
again. I missed
Feature builder?
it's called feature builder.
Okay.
Okay. Can we get this on
And
the
what it
market
is-
while we're alive?
Yeah, it's like a clear liquid, and it has a little bit of a viscous type feel to it, and you put it in a syringe. And what you can do is you can inject it into areas that need to be built up. So let's say around the eye, the orbital lobe, if someone has gotten older, you lose your fat and skin around there. It's not as plump as it used to be. So you can use feature builder to build up that area, similar to Botox. You can build in cheeks. You can get rid of wrinkles. You can completely change someone's look. You can get rid of all their wrinkles.
I'm like currently
Genius.
looking this up on Amazon.
Genius.
This is amazing.
Yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to buy it on Amazon, but
Well,
you can fill in their lips. A lot of people, as you age, your lips get thinner and thinner. So you can build up lips. You can make the Cupid's bow, and plump that up. It gives them a nice look.
Wow.
Would you do
So
all the makeup for a closed casket?
I want the family to know that either mom or dad was prepared exactly as they would like them, whether they're going to see them or not.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
ask all the
nice.
same questions when I meet with a family.
That's nice. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jenna, I'm not sure how much you're like willing to disclose, and obviously you don't have to, but can you kind of share maybe like what the typical salary for this like career choice would be? Now we just want to get down to logistics. So if anyone's listening and they're interested in going into this type of work, they know what they're getting into. And maybe after telling us how much, a typical mortician or embalmer makes, maybe like the best parts of the job and the worst parts of the job.
Okay. So are we talking just about an embalmer?
Well, I guess explain, because I don't really
Yeah,
know.
let's just do an embalmer because not everyone's going to be a funeral director.
Well, maybe she can go through all of them.
okay,
And just see.
So it depends. Typically, I would say an embalmer probably makes $20 to $30 an hour.
Okay.
Okay. I thought you were going to say
Like
20 a
20,000,
year,
yeah.
and I was like, we need to start paying teachers and embalmers more.
I know.
Okay, and then like, what about like a funeral director?
I'd probably around the same range.
Okay.
Okay, interesting. And so, how long have you been doing this again, Jenna?
About 15 years. I've been here at
Wow.
Hillside for 11.
Wow. Okay, so I love like love stories and stuff. Have you ever buried anyone together that was like a
yes.
couple? Can you tell us about
Oh,
that?
yes. Oh, I love that. Though that's the best. So
Aw.
I guess it was maybe about a month ago we buried a husband and wife. They had passed away, I think, just a day from each other. And so
It's amazing how that happens so
yeah.
often.
Oh, it's amazing. And as hard as it may be for families, I think a lot of them they can see the joy in it. So a couple times in my career here at Hillside, we've been able to do that. Husband and wife, we put them in the sanctuary together. They typically have matching caskets, and it's super nice. You can put the caskets head to head. And it's got two coaches. It just is really nice. I also buried a set of twins. They were infants, and they had passed away, I would say, a week from each other, and they were small enough that we were able to put both of them in the same casket.
That's nice that they're together.
Are you married, Jenna? Or with
I
someone?
am married.
And how does your
I
husband...
am married.
Sorry?
My husband and I met in the industry. He's also in the industry.
Oh, okay. So do you guys have any like burial plans for yourself? Do you know exactly what you want?
And I want to know how you met.
How we met. Oh,
Were you
okay.
like, you like
So
dead people, I like dead people, let's make this work?
So I was working at a mortuary that he was also working at, and he was my supervisor as I was doing my apprenticeship. So everyone who gets an embalmer's license needs to do an apprenticeship. So he was my supervisor.
Romantic.
And yeah, right?
It really is.
So
Teacher-student
is.
dynamic. I like it.
I know. There's something about that, man.
Yeah, so we also have a side business. I have a trade business with my husband, Greg. And so what that means is, so trade in our industry is basically using your embalming license. So other facilities that may not have an embalmer on staff, they need someone to do that work.
Okay. So you guys are like freelance.
Exactly. So we go to other facilities and we do embalming, dressing, cosmetizing, whatever needs to be done at other facilities.
Wow. Does this always have to be done in a facility, or have you ever gone to like someone's home and like embalm someone?
You got to drain the blood out, right? So you need a drainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have. No, it's almost always at the facility.
Yeah. What do you wear? Do your clothes stain when you're embalming? Like, what do you wear during the process?
So I'm probably not the typical embalmer. I still usually wear my suit. I'll take my jacket off, but I usually wear like almost like a butcher apron and a pair of gloves.
Okay.
That's not standard, but they provide us with personal protective gear, so you can be completely gowned up, almost like in a space age looking bunny suit to protect yourself. Which, if you are listening, you should be doing.
But you gotta look good.
Yeah, not me. I still wear my heels and everything, and sometimes, the fluids may seep into your clothes a little bit, but I don't really notice them. They go back to the dry cleaners and get put on again.
How long does it take all the blood out of the body?
The embalming process probably takes about an hour and a half.
Okay.
All right.
Pretty standard.
Yeah.
Pretty standard.
Jenna, so you said people typically only last 5 years. You've been doing this for 15. Do you think you're going to be doing this forever?
I do. I felt so lucky because, like when you have a career or a job and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm actually good at this, not to pat myself on the back, but I'm actually good at this, and it almost doesn't seem like work. Wow. And any goal for anyone should be able to find a job that doesn't seem like work. And if you can go every day and spend a good portion of your day, if not even a large segment of your life, working with people, doing certain things, and finding it rewarding over a long period of time, that's the only thing that you need, honestly, because most people have to work. So best to find something that you love doing and it doesn't seem like work.
If you had to pick one thing that is the worst part about the job, is there one, and what is it?
The worst part about the job, well, one is the commute. LA traffic is horrible.
True that, sister.
Understood.
Yeah. If the commute was better, oh my gosh, it would change my life. Other than that, here at work, the hardest part sometimes is actually working with families.
Yeah,
because
I can imagine.
Yeah, everyone grieves in their own way, and there are definitely some families that are hard. They're hard to work with. Their grief knows no bounds, and maybe there's nothing that you can really do to make them happy. I mean, you can do everything that you can,
right?
But sometimes it's exhausting. It's exhausting at times. You need to be able to do this job and be strong enough to, when you go home, to let it go, because if you take it home with you, it will drive you crazy.
It'll consume you.
I've changed my career path so many times, and now I think I'm going to do it again.
Lauren, I feel like you'd be really good at this. I'm not even kidding.
I'm going to look into it.
Also, Jenna, side note before we wrap up, if I die, when I die, I want you to embalm me. Because I feel like we've met over the phone now. So then I would know that she would hook me up,
Yeah. That is
I
nice.
would.
I hope you die really old,
I'll
though.
do a beautiful job.
Okay.
Wait, I think Lauren asked you if you and your husband had plans, but I'm not sure if you answered or maybe
that's right. I didn't answer that. Yeah, most people that I know in our industry have not made arrangement plans, which is crazy because, we're all involved in this every day. I don't know. For the longest time, I thought that I wanted to be cremated, but now I don't know. I might like to be buried. It always changes.
Why? What are the pros and cons? Let's talk about this. Lauren, do you want to be buried? And I want to be buried.
I just don't understand why you would want to be set on fire and turn into ashes.
I want to be cremated because I feel like then you just become a part of the earth.
But I think you still become part of the earth.
I don't know. I personally, just to obviously not offend anyone here, I think it is bizarre that we walk above dead bodies and we just bury them, because this is also a Western thing. I think, right? Like a lot of parts of the world, they don't do this.
Very.
They don't have like cemeteries and stuff. I think this is like very much a Western. Do you know about this, Jenna? I feel like I read that a long time ago.
It's very common here, maybe not so common in other places. You know, like in England, you only own a plot for a certain amount of time. And then after that time is up, they dig you up and they move your bones to an ossuary.
And that causes a lot of hauntings, actually.
Lord.
I love the idea of being planted in a sense. It's a great American tradition.
I agree.
I guess I'm American. I guess I got to do it.
But it's super fun. It's fun. Funerals are great. They're not all sad. You know, you should be celebrating the amazing life that someone lived and what they contributed and how they affected the people around them.
Yeah. I've also heard it's a great way to meet men. So, and
you never know what kind of bachelors will be at these things.
And you know what? I am looking, Jenna, for a nice Jewish guy. So I know that is your main clientele. So if you see me there,
it is.
You know,
well,
send them over.
Yeah, I will keep my eye open, and I will send them your Instagram page and see if it's a match.
Thank you. Send them to the I Don't Get It podcast. Wait, so have you guys seen these things on the internet about people? There's like this company that sells like trees. So if you have a family member or a friend that is cremated, you plant them in the tree, and then they grow out becoming a tree. What are your guys' thoughts
I like
on
that. I like that, but I
love that
because then you can visit a tree. Maybe that's my happy medium.
Okay,
I'll be a tree.
I think that's great. Then just think, you become something that contributes to the earth.
Right.
Because how cool would it be instead of a cemetery for there to be a forest and you could just visit a bunch of trees and sit under a tree and talk to the tree, and it's like giving back to the environment.
But the same thing happens if maggots eat your body and those maggots poop. The poop turns into earth, and then you're still part of the earth.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Or there's that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, Jenna, thank you.
Jenna, this has been fabulous. Thank you so much. And I hope
you for having me.
Meet you one day, maybe alive.
Let's hope. You take care.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Lauren, what'd you think?
I think I want to be an embalmer.
Lauren, I feel like you'd be really good.
I'm going to be a preschool embalmer.
Wait, what
I'm going to be a preschool teacher / embalmer. Like, that's going to be my occupation.
Well, the way you said it, preschool embalmer,
I'm
I was like,
definitely going to edit that part out.
Why? That's funny. You're not editing that out. That's hilarious. Also, Lauren, why do you think you'd be good at it? I feel like you would be.
Because nothing scares me. I watch all these shows. I see dead bodies on TV all the time. I know it's different seeing dead bodies in person, but nothing freaks me out. And I'm always looking for the next thing that's going to freak me out. And I think someone like that needs to be working with dead people.
Right. Like not someone squeamish like me. Oh my God. But would you be able to deal with Jenna? I was very surprised to find she's so happy and like so dope.
Well,
and
I think
cool.
you see so many people that die, you're just kind of happy you're alive.
Yeah, that's true. Like you never take life for granted every day.
Yeah. Yeah. So a doctor sees people come in all the time and they have this and that and this and that. And you're like, you know what? I'm healthy and I'm alive. Let's just make the most of it.
Right. I really like what she said about, how at first it's the same thing with the professional cuddler we talked to last week. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is so weird. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I would do this.
Yeah.
This is why I love this series. So with Jenna, I was like, this is really gross. Why do you do this? And now I'm like, wow, when she said how rewarding it is to get a body and put it in, and fix it into a way that it's presentable for the family to have an amazing last image is probably one of the most rewarding things to do in the world.
Yeah.
This woman is an everyday hero.
I can't believe that in school she took a test and it literally said,
I know. What quiz was
what
that?
quiz is that? It was you got 10 options at my school and it was doctor, lawyer, la 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 la.
Nurse. There's got to be something on BuzzFeed for this, right?
Yeah. I'm going to take this test.
Would you be an embalmer, though? Do the thing for a year?
I would be an embalmer because I feel like I'm not that good with people, and especially if they're grieving, I'd be like, I don't know what to tell you. They're dead.
Right. Well, what do you want to be buried with now?
Okay, so now I have all...
Because now I'm thinking about it, and I want to know what you guys would. So please tweet Lauren and I and follow us on Instagram. How would you like to be buried? And let us know how you would want to be buried and what you would be buried with.
I'm literally looking around I don't know.
It's hard.
I like the TV idea.
Why? I don't get it. That was a very I don't get moment for me because what do you think the guy just watched TV every day and that was
he
his
loves
best
TV.
friend?
Maybe he wrote TV shows or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Like he was like
He's in Hollywood.
a producer.
You know?
Yeah. Maybe I'll have I'll be buried with a rose.
There you go.
Chris Harrison, instead of marrying people, will start officiating funerals once we all
my
die.
God. Will he do everyone's funeral?
He's just, yeah.
Sorry for the interruption, everyone, but I need to talk about my new skincare routine. And this is so bizarre for me to say because I'm one of those girls that goes to bed and doesn't do anything to their face. If I wear makeup that day, I'll take a makeup remover wipe, and that's about it. But ever since Ashley started using BioClarity, I've been wondering about it. And so I began to use it, and my skin has not broken out once. So it's pretty amazing. BioClarity is delivered straight to you and is an easy twice daily 3-step system that's natural without any harsh chemicals. BioClarity helps you maintain clear skin that helps you feel confident and ready to take on your day, whether it's work or play. So let BioClarity help you face the day and feel confident with clear, refreshed skin. Just go to bioclarity.com. Our listeners will get their first month for only $9.95 plus free shipping. That's $20 savings, and it comes with a 100% risk-free money-back guarantee. But you need to enter the code GETIT, GETIT. Finally, an acne treatment that actually works. bioclarity.com.
You know who we should be talking about dead people with, Lauren?
Jack.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So,
can we get him on? Would you do the podcast?
Yes. Let me go get him. He's in the next room. Hold on.
Yay, you guys!
We got him!
Jack is here. Jack is Lauren's boyfriend, as you guys know by now. And it's very rare for a boyfriend to make an appearance on the I Don't Get It podcast.
It's very rare to have one, honestly.
Seeing as Ashley and I have
I got the
nothing
joke.
close to that.
You got the joke?
What's the
Yeah.
joke, Jack?
There's a couple single ladies in the podcast.
Oh, you just understood the joke I just made.
I thought you were saying that you had a joke.
Yeah,
No.
I thought so too. I got a joke.
Wait, so Jack, we just interviewed a mortician and asked her obviously about embalming and stuff, but your family owns a funeral home, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us what it was like growing up, like around that? Like, was it at your house? Like, did you live like near the cemetery, or was it like?
No. They have burials at different cemeteries every day. It just depends on like where the burial plot is usually. But like, growing up in the funeral business is not as scary as people would think.
As we just learned. Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like pretty nice.
Well, do you have any like scary, weird stories or like things that you like remember being little?
The scariest thing is usually just finding out that someone you knew, maybe you just saw them the day before, and knowing that they just died.
It's also because like you live in a small town, so you basically
Right.
know everyone who's going to eventually end up in that
Right.
funeral home.
Yeah, our family, like, we know a lot of families already, and when it's, I guess, since it's like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's like the most popular funeral home, but it's like, we have like kind of a family legacy about it, and we like pride ourselves on like comforting people who are mourning for their lost loved ones.
Tell Naz and our listeners like what your brother does. Like he's on call some nights.
Oh yeah, they definitely have to get up in the middle of the night and go pick up bodies, and that's just thinking about that kept me from going into that line of work.
Yeah, because you
Were
gotta
you
wake
pressured?
up.
Were you like, was your family like, this is what you're going to do? And like, you're going to be a part of this. And you were kind of like,
No, they didn't pressure me at all. We all actually had a lot of pride in the family business. I actually worked there in high school, like at the desk, front desk, like holding visitations, and locking up the funeral home by myself is definitely up there for really not something you want to do every day.
Why? What was it like?
Well, it's dark.
It's dark and full of dead bodies.
And there's multiple dead bodies in the building.
that is really scary.
Okay,
But,
I guess because like I didn't know. So your brother would have. How does that work? Like your brother gets a call from who? Like
Okay,
cops
so
and stuff?
there's like a work schedule for each employee to be on call. There's certain people that are on call, and so if my brother is on call, like 2 nights ago, they had to drive to Mississippi to pick up a body at like 10 p.m. Like just unexpectedly. You know, you just be sitting there watching TV and the phone rings and everything goes on mute. From what I remember as a child, from what I remember, it happens so often, like I don't even have to try to remember. But like we would be having dinner and just normal conversation. Dad just got home from work and telling us about the day, and the phone would ring, and we would all kind of just hold our breath.
And then he would get mad.
And hope that he didn't have to go back to work, because
no.
that made us all feel really bad. And he definitely didn't prefer it after just getting home and actually having a bite to eat.
So when I met Jack, it was like our first date, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I covered Mbop by Hanson, and my family owns a funeral home." And I'm like, "I love you."
Yeah. Wait, can we talk about, since we have Jack on the podcast, we might as well go into, since this is the I Don't Get It podcast, what do you think of Lauren the first night you met her? Because I know what Lauren thought, which she'll obviously share, but you guys met on Tinder. You met on Tinder.
Yeah, we did.
And you
Let
went
the
on
world know. Hey, it's all right. If you're on Tinder, it's all right. You might be as lucky as we were.
Aww. Okay, so can you tell me about the moment you saw Lauren and what you thought?
The moment we met, I definitely threw Tinder out the window, obviously. Because
We deleted Tinder before we even met each other.
Physically deleted Tinder,
deleted the
But
app.
once I saw her, I was like, okay, nothing before this. It doesn't matter how we got here, we're here now.
Yeah.
That's really where I was just wanting to get. And for a while, I thought she was catfishing me.
I can't believe you deleted Tinder by thinking I was catfishing you. You deleted Tinder for a catfish.
He deleted it because he thought you were
we
catfishing?
No, we both deleted because we're like, oh, we're just going to be together. We're not even going to look
But
on
after
Tinder
you
anymore.
met?
No, it was just before we met. So I thought that was...
Yeah,
that's so interesting.
Now I'm
I
realizing
sent
how
her-
weird that is.
I sent her 3 screenshots. One of the Tinder app in my app on my home
Right.
screen. One of them all wiggling. And then one
of
without.
them all
and,
wiggling.
And then one with the Tinder app disappeared.
That's crazy. So your connection was so intense, over phone and text, that you guys were like, this is it. And you hadn't even met in person yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, at this point in my life, I've learned to just try to take things day by day. And all I could really think about was, I hope she wants to see me after today.
Aww.
Yeah.
Did you know about Jack's crying? Did you know about Ashley, or did you tell him about Ashley on your date? Did you know she
I
had a
didn't
sister?
really know what the heck was going on until
Yeah, why
I
does your
told.
sister have so many followers? And then, you continue.
Yeah, I still really didn't know what the deal was with that. I didn't really. I don't know. I've never really been into that. I was really only into that scene for little chicks I would date in high school or whatever that watched The Bachelor. That's the last time I was into
Heard
that.
talked about The Bachelor.
Put up with it. But when I told my good friend Maddie about it, she flipped because she loves the show, knew everything about you guys.
She probably would have loved the fact that I watched Bachelor in Paradise.
Have you
let
seen-
alone Ashley being on Bachelor.
Have you
Right.
seen Lauren on Paradise? Have you watched those episodes?
I've seen just Google images.
Are you dying to see Lauren?
No.
No, I'm not dying for him to see, and he's
I don't
not
even
dying
if
to
I
see
saw
me.
it, I'd be like, that's the
still-
show.
That's a show,
Yeah.
and that's not her.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. It's
But
just
have you seen Ashley on the show at all, or just Google images?
no. Maddie made me watch something,
Yeah,
compilation of Ashley crying,
That is so funny.
and yeah,
How
that
did you
was
come to
funny.
the realization though? Did you bring it up, Lauren, or did?
Maddie came home from vacation. He was like, I just started seeing this girl, Lauren, and her sister is Ashley, and she's on Bachelor in Paradise. And she was like, what?
She goes,
Ashley on!
"Shut up, Maddie Noise,"
That's so.
for letting us know the severity of it.
Wait, so Lauren, how did you feel the moment you met Jack?
Ashley recorded me when I got home from the date. It was
Wait, we have this recorded.
Yeah, I haven't watched it or even thought about it until this moment. But I was I walked in the door. I'm like, I think I love him.
Oh my god.
And then I closed the door and I was like, that was the best date I've ever been on. Best kiss I've ever had. Blah, 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 blah.
Wait, you guys kissed on the first date?
Yeah.
Bop.
Yeah.
Just as fast as that song
And I was like,
became a
okay,
hit.
I'm going to go upstairs. And I was reaching for the door and he was like, I can't let you leave without doing this. And it
Oh,
was so
Jack, that's
cute.
really smooth.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Go me.
Yeah, it was cute.
That was totally just cosmic alignment. I chalk it up to cosmic alignment.
And then I got anxious for the next month, waiting to see when he was going to ghost me.
I was literally still looking for a place to live when I met Lauren, and I was terrified. I literally had nothing to lose. That's probably why I was as myself, as much of myself as I was.
Right.
Because I had nothing to hide, really.
Oh, you guys are so cute. So then how did you, like, when did it become official? Because that's, like, the part where I don't. It's like, do you feel like from that first kiss you were like, all right, boyfriend, girlfriend?
I don't know. When did I don't
Does
even know.
anyone have the exclusive, like, we're boyfriend, girlfriend now talk?
I don't think we had a talk.
We're not official on any documents.
Well, yeah, I don't think any
like,
boyfriend, girlfriend
Yeah.
people
Or
are
web
official.
pages.
We don't have like an Instagram.
Yeah, but that's when, like,
I mean, we don't have like Facebook official.
That's like when you know
No.
it's real. No one uses Facebook.
Right. I
Yeah.
think to us it was official immediately.
I was definitely
Right, that's what I feel like.
It was official probably when I went to your house because we were actually forced into saying we were boyfriend girlfriend by the interview of the TV show we were filming.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, "So, Jack, is she your girlfriend? And Lauren, is he your boyfriend?"
Wait,
and,
what? Explain to everyone what you're talking about.
We were filming this show with Maddie Noise. Here we are again, and
Maddie Noise, just so everyone knows, is a musician, and so is Jack.
Yeah, and they had a TV show together.
Because Maddie actually did a song with Kygo that you guys
Right.
have probably heard her on. It's called Stay. So if you guys look up Kygo, and Maddie is one of Jack's best friends.
Right.
Which is kind of cool.
We go way back.
So they started filming a show, and then they were like, "Wait, we want the best friend who is a
Right.
girl to meet the new girlfriend and see how they act together."
Right.
So then we were doing like these interviews with the producers, and then they were like, "So are you and Jack official?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not seeing anyone. So are you planning on seeing anyone?" And then they're like, "No." I'm like, "So is that your boyfriend?" I'm like, "Yes." And then he's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Woo, we got it out of the way."
We said it out loud. Yeah.
Yes, it was very nice to have someone force us to say it.
Right, because that's something we have in common,
Yeah.
and that's also one of the reasons why we're together.
I love it. Jack, do you think I'm ever going to find someone?
For sure.
For sure.
But Jack-
Swag on fleek.
What does that mean?
Swag on fleek. You got
I have swag on
yeah.
fleek?
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't worry.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't worry.
Just take your pick. Just browse.
Just brow.
Browse with your blouse.
Maybe you should download Tinder. You don't.
Maybe.
You don't
Yeah,
have
okay,
the
so-
Hey, no,
fancy
for
ones.
real. Like,
Here's the thing, guys. So I'm on the league,
you
but
just gotta know
also-
what you're looking for, and you just really gotta like on Tinder. You have to. It's all about small talk, reading into people's small talk, and like getting good at reading into the
That's the
small
thing.
talk.
I fucking hate small talk.
I know.
Like, I'm so much better in person than I am like over an
Yeah,
app
I
or like.
understand.
Like, what's a good?
But you're a girl, so like the in-person thing, I guess, is really just like up to you most of the time because that's
right. But since you're a guy and you're on here, like for me and all the other single girls, like what's a good thing for us to say to guys? Like what's like a good opener or like things to say to people?
Be like, where's
aside from like hello, hi, or you're
where's
cute.
Stanton, Carlos, whoever.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Giancarlo
Shout out.
Stanton.
We
Where's
are
he
kind of
gonna
mad
go?
at you.
You know,
He's
talk
on the
about,
Yankees.
Yeah, but talk about baseball maybe.
For single girls, I
Yeah.
will say if you're gonna do that, just be real. Like we got straight to the point. I literally deleted Tinder before I even met her because of how just real I knew she was speaking to me, and until she asked me what kind of footwear I wear.
Oh yeah, I asked
Lauren,
what
you're
kind of
stupid.
footwear you wear.
Wait, but what should a single girl say to guys? Like, what's a good opening line aside from like you're cute, hi, hello? Because I feel like a lot of girls message me and they're like, I don't know what to say. I want to text this guy, or I think this guy's cute on Tinder and Bumble, and I don't know what to say. And I'm like, it's the blind leading the blind, girl. Like, I don't know what to tell you aside from like complimenting them.
I think compliments always a good idea.
I know, but it's just like
Compliments.
people get so bored these
Guys
days.
and
know.
compliments are
It's foolproof.
But it's also hard to not come off as fake because it's like
Yeah,
you don't
well-
know the person. You don't think, Lauren?
First of all, you have to genuinely want to compliment the person if you're going to compliment
That's
them.
true.
And you just can't don't be, like literally just be as if you don't care about anything. And you're just like, hey, what's up? Like talk to them as a person. Like, just be like, I don't know. It's
It's easier
There's
on
really
an
not
app
like a-
than it is to text a guy that you actually like and already know. Like
Right.
on an app, you got nothing to lose and just say whatever comes to your head. And I always, when I was single, I think compliments was the first thing I would say because no one's going to be like, oh, they said they like my hair, you know?
Right.
It's like, they're going to love
Right.
that.
I don't know. I just like the comfortable, casual. What I like about Lauren is that it's very comfortable. And that's one of the things I felt from day one. Just like, I can breathe. She helps me breathe.
Oh my God, that was so beautiful.
I have a problem with holding my breath.
It literally does. Like, I literally say, hey, breathe out.
Oh my God, I can't.
No,
All right.
I wouldn't. I would be less for sure without her. That's what you want to look for.
Oh,
That's really
you're
cute.
cute.
All right. Well, let's end on that really nice, cute note. And Jack, thanks for coming on the podcast.
No
and
problem.
guys, now you have like an inside look of Lauren's relationship.
There you go.
Love it.
Hey-oo.
All right.
All right, guys. Let us know what your thoughts were on the Mortician Embalmer and other occupational series you want. And guys, we really want to do another Ghostbuster segment.
Yes.
So if you have a good ghosting story and someone has ghosted you, we want to bust them. So email info@heartbrokenanonymous.com. Let us know who ghosted you, and we will try and get that
track
resolved for you
them
guys.
down.
We'll track them down. Thanks for listening, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Follow us on Instagram.
Review and rate.
At Naz Perez.
Buy I Don't Get It merch.
I'm also trying to get more followers than Lauren.
No.
So help me out.
Oh, I need someone to take pictures of me.
Lauren never posts anything. So yeah. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't get it.